my car insurance payment. At least I've got my weekly colonoscopy to look forward to. Yeah.
Colonoscopy! On the radio, I'm absurd. Got myself a heartburn. Internet got me confused. Got myself new balance shoes. 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 Whoop, there goes that baby. 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 Whoop, there goes that baby.
Dear Daniel Craig, life did not always look like this. This marked a moment of triumph, a way of crushing an abysmal past and daring those with a stereotypical view of those with mental illness to challenge me on any front. To many, this was just a documentary. For me and Missy, this was our lives.
Hey, Daddy? Yeah, it's me.
What you doing?
Just working. Missy and I are running low on grocery money, and we would really like to have a Thanksgiving, so I was just wondering if you could maybe send some money.
No.
Why not?
You shouldn't have moved down there to begin with. So no, I'm not going to give you the money.
It's like my skin is coming off. And my thoughts, they're racing so fast. I can't keep up.
I think it's more than just Amy not being at her best. I think something's really wrong.
She thinks you're manic depressive. I, however, do not. I think this is something you've been obsessing on. I believe that it's all in your head.
Crap! You scared me.
Missy,
What's wrong?
I know I'm supposed to go to work today, but I'm scared. I know your name, but I don't know my name. Can you call one for me? Please?
It's okay. I'll call.
I don't regret moving to Texas. I didn't want to move back here.
Come here. Come here. Close your eyes and go to sleep. Gail Sublett gave me some numbers to call tomorrow. Sleep as late as you need to. We'll get this figured out.
Dear Daniel Craig,
Good evening! Welcome to Paint, Sip, and Vibe of Miss Styles. Episode 14!
14? Are we on
14. Yep.
Wow.
Episode 14. We got a 2-week, a well-deserved 2-week break after tonight.
Coming up.
And as you all see, go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Sort of a break.
Well, you don't have a break.
I'm wearing one of my other hats during the break. So.
I get a break.
You get a break. Yes.
You get a break. You get a break. You get a break.
That's funny. Brandon said that at his concert. He's like, all right, everybody, thanks for coming out. He's like, just so you know, when we make it, everybody here is going to get a car. He goes, you get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
You get a car.
We had Outlaw Jones. We had Brandon and his band, his hip hop group, Outlaw Jones, on about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And last week we had gas station boner pills.
Yep.
That is Mikhail Tot's new punk. It's his punk band.
Yeah, they were fun too.
Have you ever taken?
Oh Lord!
Yeah, they were so much fun.
You ever know anyone who's taken gas station boner pills, Amy?
I guess I do
now. Don't let him get you. Don't let him get you.
So speaking of, you all watched the trailer for the person who is our featured guest tonight, Amy Leigh McCorkle, writer, director, filmmaker, producer, and the film itself has already won tons of awards.
100, yeah, 100.
Screened and shown in several places. You can buy it on DVD and all that good stuff. And so we want to welcome you, Amy McCorkle, to Paint, Sip, and Vibe with Miss Styles.
Welcome. Thank you for
Yay! Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. So tell the audience who might not be familiar with your work, maybe like just a short intro to you and how you got started and what you do.
Well, I don't know really where to start. When Letters to Daniel started, I've been writing since I was 5, so it's like a lifelong thing. But it started off as a blog, and it snowballed from there. We had 3 volumes of letters, including a revised memoir, and which had like celebrity endorsements, like Joel Eisenberg, and who created the Chronicles of Ara and was one of the producers on the revised for the renewed version of Creepshow, the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
That. And so I have always wanted, in fact, I now have a 6, I can't say, I have a 6-figure publishing deal. I can go more into it in a couple of weeks. Can't go too much in it, just right. But Letters to Daniel, it's had 100 nominations, over 100 nominations. My body of work, I have over 200 awards. But Letters to Daniel itself is like half that. Half that. And we're waiting on the finalists on the LA Film Awards, which is a really prestigious competition. So far, we're in the semifinalists, top 50 films overall, and we are nominated for Best Drama, Best Director, and Best Score, Best Original Score. No, not Best Original Score, Best Actress in an Indie Feature.
Right on. That's cool. And Letters to Daniel, what's that movie about?
My journey with bipolar disorder, and it's great. It ends on a high point, where I'm it covers my journey of 14-year recovery through the prism of my and my writing partners and co-producer's friendship, Melissa Goodman, and it is framed by supposedly present day me, the narrator, reading open letters to my favorite actor, Daniel Craig. And recently I went up to New York and saw Macbeth, which he's starring in, and I got my stuff back to him.
That's cool.
Oh, that's pretty nice. That's a great accomplishment.
I'm sure it was fun just to be there too and see him act. How far away were you to him? How many rows back?
I was in a Longacre. I was in a balcony, but you know what? The Longacre has just over 1,000 seats, so it's really good seats wherever you're sitting.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was still in shape from James Bond, so that was like a bonus.
Checking him out from the balcony. Did you bring up binoculars?
I did. You know what the irony is? I didn't need them. He looked like you could see. No, he was pretty. It was really good.
That's cool.
And
I've never been to a Broadway show. My wife has.
I would say him and Ruth Negga, who was in the movie Passing, and she's a British actress. And they were extraordinary, and the cast, the non-binary actor from Billions, the show Billions, they were also in it, and they played the son, the Danish the Danish prince. They were the Danish prince. So there was lots of famous people in this play. It was like everybody was really good.
That's cool. That's really fun.
Yeah, I worked with John on. He was on set during Letters to Daniel, Mr. What is the term?
Well, I started off as line editor, but I ended up as the key grip. I got demoted.
What did you do?
Yeah, but
nothing. I did better. The key grip was more essential when it came to brass tacks of getting the filming done. So I stepped in where I could. And the first day, it was like the first day.
What is
everything?
Sound, lighting, and equipment assistant. So basically, whatever the director of photography tells you to do, the director of photography basically taught me the layout of his truck, showed me what each of the things were for setting up the lights and the sound and all that stuff, and then I went and got it. So for 3 days, I was working off the back of the truck and getting him what he needed. It was cool. The director of photography is Mark Manis, and he's a really good DP. I learned a lot being there, being there for the week.
That's really nice.
And you know what I liked about working with Mark on set was, even though he was this older guy, and I don't mean to make him sound like this old man, but he's like my parents. He's like 50 or 60, and he taught me a lot, and he gave me choices, but he never stepped on my role as director on set, which not every DP is able to do. Sometimes their ego gets in the way, and the film, I've watched certain things happen where the DP has directed the movie. Maybe, and sometimes it's not even intentional of a first-time feature director. Now, I've made 24 films, but this is the first. But Letters to Daniel, I would say, was the breakout hit,
Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty impressive.
That's the brand builder.
That's
Hey, you just got back from Branson. What were you doing in Branson?
I was selling books, and I was seeing old friends, making new writerly ones. Recovery Unplugged screened, and we almost won. We were 0.2 of a point from winning.
That's fantastic. Recovery Unplugged is our Zoom show, Miss Styles.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
With Stephanie.
The show that got nominated was the Zoom interview show that I do with Amy called Recovery Unplugged Live.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna learn from Amy where some places she's gonna suggest to us some places where we should enter your show.
Oh, hey, we gotta step up our game.
Hey, this game is already stepped up. We know what we're doing.
Right, I like it. There you go.
So yeah, that's awesome. Did you get any feedback? Anybody in there?
You want to know? I'm going to tell you something. My kitty snuck out because I just noticed there's food gone from the bowl. I didn't hear.
Is she gonna come? Is she gonna jump on you? Or is she cuddling with you yet?
No, she's skittish.
Yeah.
No.
Is she a little? Is she a little kitty?
She's 7 months old.
Aw.
Oh, she's a little one.
They're like.
Yeah, and she came from a really bad hoarding situation.
Ooh.
She's probably glad that she has newfound freedom.
Traumatized, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what's your question before I interrupted you about my cat?
I was gonna say, what was the feedback from about Recovery Unplugged from Branson?
It was fantastic. I had multiple literally, of the writers out there was like 2 men and Michael Nicolosi, Gary Ivey, and then everybody else was female who was not nominated, who showed up, and all the women had some kind of disability.
Wow.
And whenever I told, because it was the Stephanie Ray episode, and they looked at me and they said, "Why are you crying?" Because Luke makes an appearance in there, and then Dell was on that episode. So it was really hard to sit there, and but it was just great feedback. It was just great feedback. I had people come to my table. I had the woman who beat me had a service dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the dog's name was Harper, and her project was called Haven, and it deals with disabilities as well. And it was more of a TV show, right? Or a talk show. She's a TV show. The fact that I don't know how you judge those two things, but the fact that I watched hers, the problem with that Stephanie Ray episode is there are some glitches in it when you're watching it, like it'll freeze and stuff, and it was a little choppy. So I was happy to come within 0.2 of a point. Hers was a little smoother. It was only 15 minutes. And we had several long, deep conversations about mental health and how there are different ways to get treatment. She says, I'm trying to go without medication because I don't respond well to them. Like, she has lots of side effects that affects her other like her physical disabilities. There was another person there, someone, when I was having a panic attack, this guy said, well, don't panic.
Yeah, right? Like that. Yeah. Like, I know anyone who doesn't have mental health issues, that's their thing to do. Well, just be happy. Well, don't panic. Well, just this. Well, just that. It's just easy. It's like, you really don't understand.
In my real life, well, not my real life, in my other hat I wear, I'm a nurse by trade, and I've worked in every genre of nursing, and I actually work in psych as well. So I've seen both sides of it, having a family member or family members, have issues, and then also being on the nursing side of it. So I've seen both, and I see that a lot. People just say, oh, well, just don't be that way. Just don't be depressed. Hey, and that's not how it works. Body chemistry is involved.
You know what someone did, well-meaning, but it almost, I needed to get out of the building because I just was, at my limit. She put her hands on, she laid hands on me, and then she rebuked the devil out of me, and I'm like, that's not how it works.
Oh.
If you look at the history of psych and in psychiatric hospitals, but back then they were called insane asylums. A lot of that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows on Netflix is Nurse Ratched. I love that show.
I haven't watched that show.
It's about the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right?
Yes. Modern version.
Okay.
Yes.
That sounds good.
It is.
I would say, but I was going to say this woman who did that, she was one of the other screenwriters, but I let her do it because it made her feel better. And she was so kind to me. Her disability causes her to have to be in a wheelchair. She has nerve kind of issues. And her husband, he was so sweet. He walked up to me and he said, do you have any relatives in Canada? And I said, well, my grandfather McKorkle was married 17 times that he can remember. And so there is a possibility, who knows, maybe.
I had no idea that your grandfather got around so much. How many McKorkles are there around? Woo! Just by your grandpa alone. just by your grandpa alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could be in Canada.
But I needed to go, and the person who drove me there wanted to stay and talk to Kevin Sorbo and his wife Sam. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do? Because I did, she wanted to see him, and I couldn't blame her. She had worked on a set with them before. And I said, Bob, can you take me back to my hotel? And he graciously drove me back and allowed his wife, because no, that's Derby Day. Someone just said I can record Derby Day. Sorry, this is about The Guardian, because my person who was going to do one of the roles didn't want to do it via Zoom, because he thinks the audio will be crap. But he doesn't understand, when I separate the video from the audio, I'm gonna edit it together. I'm gonna send it to Valio to clean it up. Right. As me and John know, Valio is a freaking genius when it comes to composing and sound editing. So, but he didn't know that. The actor didn't know that, and I'm like, okay, well, no hard feelings. I'm just glad you told me now. So, and that was an individual I contacted about taking his place. He was talking to me on Facebook, and I was like, and he said, how about May 7th? You know what May 7th is? It's the Kentucky Derby. I'll be at a Derby party. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. He doesn't know his audience. He doesn't know his audience.
I would say it'd be like me saying, because I know we would forego certain shows whenever, like we couldn't do it on Sundays because you were tailgating or watching the ball game.
Right.
The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
so
buddy. Hey, do you think that we could get a service animal to dial in via Zoom and add them to the show, and then maybe for next year, that might help us? Like if we get a bird or something, we have. Come on, man. No? Oh, I thought that was funny. Darn it. Well, I got some smiles. Amy, what are some current projects that you're working on? I know we're going to show Waterfalls. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that. And then any other new projects that you're working on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Letters to Daniel, the limited series based off of this, is in development, and we're at the point where I have taken notes, and then I cut the, we had the meat on the bones, so I had to go and cut the fat, and I had to cut about 4 pages worth of fat. Excuse me. And it now goes to Miss Cowan to decide whether it's a green light to do the pilot or a no-go.
Gotcha. How many episodes is it going to be currently?
8.
8?
Yeah. And then Waterfall is from the Letters to Daniel musical. And I'm having a slow go of developing that because Lena's having a lot of health problems, and so is her daughter.
Oh.
So if you just keep them in your thoughts. But she is amazing. I mean, that song, it's like when I heard Here With Me, I just knew it was a special song.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? The Guardian, Recovery Unplugged, the talk show, not this, not
the live
show, unplugged, not the live, but where it's in development to be something I would be attached as a creator, and if it got picked up, I would get paid then, and it would be a different. It would be a different format than what we do.
Yeah, that would be more of a traditional live TV talk show.
Yeah. And they would have like actual therapists on and stuff like that. And not that my, experiences aren't valid, but I'm not a doctor.
Right.
Sure. And highlighting them.
Experiences are valid because it's firsthand, and that means a lot.
Well,
for me, as a nurse, I always take what my patients say over anything, because you know yourself. So your experiences are extremely valid.
And we talk about that too on Recovery Unplugged Live. It's about teaching. It's about being able to talk about those issues. Amy features guests that have other mental health issues, or that might be involved in projects that involve topics relating to mental health. And we do always talk about using creativity and art and creating to help. To help. It's therapeutic, and to be able to openly and upfront talk about mental health and be better advocates together. Because we're not.
Absolutely.
We're not. So.
Well, I have to tell you, again, John, I think you know this from me saying it. What is our 14th episode? When I was a kid, I had a lot of anxiety, and you would watch Bob Ross, and for that 30 minutes, my anxiety was gone. So that's where my love of painting came from. So definitely being creative, whatever your creative endeavor is definitely therapeutic. Even if it's just coloring.
Right on. Well,
actually, yeah.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, someone got my kids a coloring book, and we found out it was horses, and I would find myself I would do a picture with them for an hour, so the kids would be done, and I'd still be coloring. And I turn on the back, and it's an adult coloring book. So I'm like, I gotta get. I gotta get one of these.
We definitely use that. Definitely. And so, in your honor, Miss Amy, in honor of anyone who is going through anything, whether it's mental health, spiritually, whatever, this painting is called Out of the Darkness, and it's more abstracty than what I normally do. But of a mother and a daughter. Over here, a mother and a daughter. And in my mind, they were immigrants, and they were leaving a bad situation. And the meaning for me is the lighting, because if you notice behind them, there's all darkness, but ahead of them, let me see if this helps. Ahead of them is light, and it's every step that they take. So take it for what it's worth, but
it's beautiful.
Excellent work, Miss Styles. Yep. Amy, tell everyone where they can find you and get in touch with you and either watch your work or talk with you and things like that.
AmyLeeCreations.com. That's AMYLEE Creations.com. You can find me on Twitter at Amy L. McKorkle. You can find me on Instagram at Letters to Daniel. You can find me on Facebook at Amy Leigh McCorkle, Leigh, not Lee. You can see, where else can you see? You can see me on G1 NBC.
You can?
Every Monday. Yes, every Monday at 9:30 for Recovery Unplugged. Although we are on hiatus right now, so
we're lining up some guests We're lining up some guests and starting a new season here. So,
Yeah.
we'll be back shortly.
And actually, I was going to tell you, Thomas and me, we're going to film a couple of episodes at Imaginarium, and we've got some guest of honors. Like, we're going to try to do Ellen Datlow, and what she's an editor at Tor.com, the publishing company.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, let me know when they're done. We'll stream them if we can.
Okay. And I'm going to have a G1 NBC affiliate station
For your
pretty soon. So you'll be able
two
to
counties.
Jefferson and Fayette.
All right.
So we're getting that ball rolling, and we'll have more announcements on that coming up.
Sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yep.
Good thing.
I do. We're filming You're the Reason in the summer. We're and someone's going to put me in contact with the Broadway series guy for Letters to Daniel.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Right on. We'll keep manifesting.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for coming on, Amy, for Paint, Sip, and Vibe with Miss Styles.
It was really nice to meet you. Thank you.
And we're
nice to meet you too.
We're going on hiatus. We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, y'all.
Are we having your son's punk band on?
You know what? I need to get him. I will get him on. I don't know what week, but I will get him on. So the 2 weeks that we have off, hopefully we'll at least be working on getting some guests in. I will definitely try to
Right
get
on.
in. Yeah.
All right, everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for another episode of Paint, Sip, and Vibe with Miss Styles. We're going to leave you now with Waterfalls, a song by Lena, part of the musical version, or stage version, theatrical version of Letters to Daniel.
Right.
And this video was directed by you.
Yes.
All right. So check it out, everyone, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Good show. Thank you.
Don't you feel me crying? I'm washed away by the fall. Every day it feels like I'm dying. The waves crash my back to the wall. The current so black as it takes me. I can feel the sun or its warmth. No one around that can save me. The tide pulls me further from home. Don't you feel me crying? I'm washed away by the fall. Every day it feels like I'm dying. The waves crash my back to the wall. 8 hours since the first drop fell, and 8 hours sinking alone. I wish someone would reach out for me and heat this chill in my bones. Today it feels like the darkness wins. Tomorrow who knows what'll come. Struggling to keep my head above water, but my waterfalls aren't done. Don't you feel me crying? I'm washed away by the fall.
scratch my back to